Today we're going to talk about one of the ways that people try to guilt trip you. Because there are different ways that people do it. Some of them use emotional manipulation. Some of them use sickness. Some of them use other people. It's just so many ways. I'm going to tell you one way, and it might be relevant to your purpose. Let's say that you were involved with a person, or you knew a person, had some kind of relationship, friendship, romantic relationship, business, or whatever the case may be, and you did everything you could to be there for that person. You offered support, you kept the door open, you were a good listener and everything else. You really overextended yourself, but you just kept getting stomped on repeatedly over and over and over again, and it finally got to the point where you just got tired. And the thing about it is when you made your exit, it was a peaceful one. You just very politely just diminished the level of communication you had with them to the point where you weren't communicating with them anymore. And some people can't process that. They're used to having the big blow-ups. They're used to having the drama and the confusion. So they're already messed up when they realize that you're gone, and they don't understand why. So what do? Because they're such a confused and destructive spirit, they try to come after you, try to be relevant in your life. But see, the thing is, you've already decided that you're going to move on because you've seen what kind of spirit you're dealing with. So now that you've moved on and you're leveling up, you'll probably got another relationship or decide to take on a new project or open up a business. You're making moves. And this person's lurking in the background. They're already checking up on you, seeing what's going on. You might not know it, but they're already lurking. They've been asking about you, watching you, trying to find out what's going on with you. And they're not a part of it. But the thing is now, they probably are still doing the same old dirty stuff that they've been doing. But see, now that you're not a part of their life, so your effect on their life was stronger than they thought it was going to be. And they can't handle the fact that you're not around. So what they'll do is they'll try to guilt trip and make you feel bad for not being a part of their life. Try to make you feel rotten. And you did everything you could. All you did was just try to show love and affection because you were looking for companionship, and that person was not on that level. They just wanted to run game. They wanted to act spoiled. They wanted to take advantage, or they just maladjusted and just don't know no damn better. Don't know anything about love and respect. Maybe they were devoid of it coming up. Not your problem. Not your problem. But they'll try to use that. They'll come to you with this sob story. Well, you got to understand, I went through so and so and so. Like I said before, if someone crosses that line and has betrayed you to the point of hurt, they can't come back to you after that damage is done with a guilt trip. It doesn't reverse everything. And a lot of y'all are doing that same shit right now. There's some of you right now, you know you did that person dirty. You know you did that person dirty. There are no excuses or anything about it. You know you did that person dirty and there was no justification of it. So you figure the only defense that you have to try to get that person back in your life, because you know they're a kind-hearted person, is to go back to them and give them this big-ass sob story about how you were the victim of some shit that happened a long time ago, and that's why the way you act the way you act. That's not going to erase the fact that you've hurt that person. They might have accepted you back in their life, but it's on different terms now. It's like that person wants that type of attention and devotion again, and they're not getting it because they've crossed that line. Especially if they knew it was a line that you told them not to cross, and they did it anyway. But see, the thing is, when they were doing all this running around and running game and everything, they didn't realize until after you were gone that they had something. They had something of value, but see, they didn't see it. And they weren't expecting to feel this way. See, they were expecting to just keep it moving and go on. And it's just not happening. So when they see that you're not balled up in a fetal position crying and frustrated and looking bad and everything else, and you actually are happy and moving on with your life, it's killing them, because they're like, wait a minute. I want that attention again. No. Now, I know a lot of religions will tell you forgive regardless, but I'm sorry, there are some boundaries you just cannot cross, and you have to accept the fact just because you were taught to forgive everything, there are some lines you don't cross with some people, and some people are not going to let you back in their life. And you have to accept the fact that not everybody's going to forgive you all the time. Because for some people, when they're forgiven all the time, that gives them license to act even worse. That's how messed up their minds are. They think it's the green light permanently, and they act worse than they did before. So the best thing for you to do is just to keep it moving. Let's say further on down the line, there's a situation where they actually need you, and it could be a crisis or something like that. Now, you've moved on with your life. Your life is full now. You probably have a new partner, or even if you don't, you probably are living your best life alone, whatever the case may be, and you've moved on. Well, this person has a crisis later on, and I mean, they're at that level where they're calling everybody, and they're trying to contact you, but you're not in a position to help them. First thing that's going to come out their mouth, oh, this is just revenge because of what I did to you. No, that's not the case at all with a lot of you. The bottom line is that you moved on with your life and you've got too many other responsibilities. You don't have the time. You may have the resources, but you just don't have it in you to give that energy to them. Your situation at that time does not even allow you to even get involved with that person on any level. They're going to have to call somebody else. And you being the type of person you are, you're going to think about it and you're going to be, gosh, I wish I did have some time. But let me tell you something. The universe has an agenda. Your creator has an agenda. And once they put you on a path of fulfilling your purpose, they're going to bring you people and opportunities and visions and, plans and all types of things for you to do. Your time is going to be so consumed and your mindset is going to be so different that when that person who hurt you from the past comes back with a crisis, you're not going to be in a position to help them. You might not even be in town to help them. You might not even have the money at that moment to help them. You might not even, you know how many times, I'm going to give you a case in point. And see, y'all think I'm kidding. Let me tell you how funny things are. I had somebody call me not too long ago and ask me for some money. Now, this particular person over the years has always been in and out of this situation and that situation and this situation and that situation. And this person had betrayed me, and I said, and it took me a while to shake him off. It did, because I had feelings. But when it was time for me to go, it was time for me to go. And then out of the blue, called me again, wanting some help. And it's like, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I took care of this, that, and the other. Now, see, this is the old me still having feelings because, I'm like, okay, well, I still care something about, and it was an urgent situation. I think something was going to get cut off in the house or something like that. I forgot what it was. And there's a 7-Eleven not too far from where I live. And I'm going to tell you how things work. Now, it was only maybe, I think, $25, $50. I forgot how much it was needed for the bill. And I said, well, I'll go ahead and, and I'll send you money. First thing I tried to do is I tried to go to Cash App and do it. For some reason, for the first time since I've been using it over the past few years, for some reason, the Cash App server wasn't working at that moment that I was trying to pull the money from my account to send over there. Wouldn't work. Tried 3 times. Wouldn't work. It just kept, how it does a little green circle thing when you're trying to process, when it's trying to load. It was just tied up. So I got off the Cash App, and I didn't have any electronics on or anything at the time. So I happened to check my cell phone, come to find out there was a cable outage because they're doing construction on the street here. And somebody must have hit the cable line. So there was a cable outage, and I couldn't connect to my Wi-Fi that connects to the server on the phone. So I said, well, I'll go ahead and use, take the phone off Wi-Fi and just use the regular server and try to go through Cash App again. Same thing happened. Cash App would not process it. So after about 10 minutes of trying to do this, I said, well, I'll just go to the 7-Eleven, not thinking that the outage would affect the ATM machine. So I go to the 7-Eleven. This is the truth, y'all. Went to the 7-Eleven to go to the machine to use the card to get the money. Machine out of order. I was like, you know what? It just wasn't meant for me to help this person. So I very politely came back to the house. And I was like, okay, well, that's it. I'm done. I tried. So I called him back. And I said, I can't help you right now. What you mean you can't help me? Oh, man, you mean tell me after all this time? I told you I was sorry and blah, 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 blah. I said, what are you talking about? Well, I told you, I was wrong for doing something. I said, what are you talking about? Well, because I did so and so and so. I said, look, I said, I can't do it. I tried to do it. Won't work on the Cash App, and the ATM machine over by me is broken. What the hell you want me to do? I said, first of all, the fact that I'm even talking to you, you should consider yourself blessed, because most people, considering what you did, they wouldn't give you the time of day. I said, but see, those are signs right there that I shouldn't help you. So I'm going to stick with those signs. I'm sorry that you went through what you went through, but I said, whatever it is that you're going through, I'm sorry. I said, but I was hoping that we could be friends, but I said, if you're going to be acting like this after all this time, I said, that tells me right there why you're in the situation you're in. I said, your mind hasn't changed, your attitude hasn't changed from the moment I left your ass alone. And you want to get an attitude with me, you ask me for help. I said, you call me. I'm sitting here minding my own business. And you call me and you're going to get an attitude because I won't give you what you want. I said, you need to go see somebody. You need to go see somebody. I said, you want to call me again, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I said, this train going to keep moving. I said, you're not going to do this to me. I tried to help you. And this is the end of the conversation. Goodbye. And sometimes you got to do that with people. Sometimes you just got to lay it out there and let them know, look, I tried to help you, that's it. And then there was a situation you didn't even cause, you don't have anything to deal with, and you're still communicating with the person. Look, I believe in giving people, benefit of the doubt to an extent, but don't get on my nerves with it. Don't get on my nerves with it, because I'll leave you alone. Now, that was 30 minutes of my time that was just a waste. So I look back on it as a lesson. It wasn't meant for me, number one, to talk to him. Number two, it wasn't meant for me to communicate with him on any level, even after the fact. I should have just cut it off. See, when I go through things in life, people, you got to understand, just because I'm telling you things, it's not because I'm a know-it-all. It's just that I'm sharing my experiences of what I went through. So I decided to share this experience with you guys, because you're probably going through the same thing with somebody in your life. They haven't changed their behaviors or anything at all. But I mean, you're on a friendly basis. But sometimes people do that because they just want to have your attention, and that's all they need in order to make it in this world. As long as they got your attention, they're cool. But they don't care nothing else about you. They don't care how you living. Don't care about how you making it. The fact that they have access to you is enough for these simple ass people. And they really don't care about you as a person. They just want to have access. They want to be, you're convenient. They don't care about your vision. They don't care about your thoughts. They don't care how you're living. They don't care. So when they come to you with some kind of emergency or something, they still expect you to give them the VIP treatment that you gave them before they did their shit on you. That tells you how twisted in their mind they are. Common sense would tell everybody that things are going to change. Not these folks. So I took it as a message from my Creator. That's it. And sometimes you guys are going to have to do that. There's some of y'all right now, that's the only one plug you have to this person. And you got to turn around and you got to unplug. Unplug it. And if you have to have another funeral over a relationship that ended years ago in order to get them out of your system, do it. But you got to let them go. Cut them off. You ain't got to explain why or nothing. Just do it. So, I humbly thank my Creator for showing me this. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how things around you will happen. You have the intention of doing something to help someone who does not deserve your attention or your help. And you might be weak about it, but don't assume you can go ahead and do something about it, because something weird might come up where you can't help them. And that's exactly what happened in this situation. So I hope that serves someone, and just think twice about these things. Got to do some spiritual house cleaning again. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go to it. Have peace in your life today.